I take it.
We're all a bunch of retards in a hive mind, and we all think the same. Therefore, here's your mind control. Here's your idiotic, freaking, cotton candy, equivalent entertainment, garbage, news dribble slash propaganda. Anyways, so yeah, the moment you found out that you lost a friend or a treasured icon. Positive about the size of your mind. Well, the New World Order wants to turn you into marshmallows. They want you big, fat, lazy, stupid, hooked up to their mind control, eating all their toxic, genetically modified glucose, fructose, absolute fake food and everything else. And so they give you characters like this to make you feel like, no, there's nothing wrong with you. No, there's a lot wrong with you if you're that big. There's a lot wrong with you if you're that big. New album twice. I mean, as if, honestly, I've heard Taylor Swift songs, and I think they are just awful, first and foremost. And I think she hasn't 1 ounce of talent in her body. I think that she is just a hideous creature. I can't stand her music. And I remember years back on Supreme Lord Commander making fun of her lyrics, how stupid her lyrics. How many songs does she have that are about her prince or a boy that dumps her in high school? We force quarantine you, like, hey, yeah, it's okay, Rolling Stone, it's all good, right? It's totalitarianism, it's satanic, but yeah, let's go along with it. For millions more, you found out that a parent or loved one has just died from disease. Okay, yeah, really, millions more? Millions more. For nearly everyone. The moment you found it, and this is, I always, lament isn't the right word, but I always hate with an extreme passion when these are the things that we all celebrated. We were all touched by Taylor Swift. These are the things that, what Beyonce did made us all smile.
All right. How's everybody doing today? I got the protein shake right here. I'm chugging the protein tonight. No drinks. Got the World Series stream here. I'm gonna get that clickbait title. Maybe the algorithm will pick it up. It's gonna be World Series. Houston Astros win World Series. That'll be the title of this stream. But really, I was just thinking about the pandemic amnesty, because all week I was thinking to myself, I get on Twitter, I see people talking about pandemic amnesty. They already got amnesty. Like, nobody's getting prosecuted. I don't even understand this article that came out saying, oh, y'all need to do, it needs to be pandemic amnesty. They got away with it. And there's really no going back on that, A certain portion of the population will absolutely do it again. They'll totally dive in and, be wearing the masks again right when they tell them to. It's just got to be the right kind of bug in the air. Um, but yeah, they already did the damage with the you know what's the things in the arm, you know. But yeah, I was actually I all I had seen were little blurbs from this article because it's gone viral, you know. But I wanted to read it for myself, and I realized it's just so absurd that I'm gonna read it here. I'm gonna read it right now. So I'm gonna share the screen here. I don't usually stream on Saturday night. It's so weird. I got to work in the morning, which I usually never work Sundays except for literally twice a year. So it's uh just a weird Saturday vibe, but that's okay. Here we go. Let's share the screen. All right. We got Emily Oster. Oster, I hardly know her. All right. In April 2020, with nothing else to do, my family took an enormous number of hikes. We all wore cloth masks that I had made myself. We had a family hand signal. Hand signal. I can't even say. We had a family hand signal, which the person in front would use if someone was approaching on the trail and we needed to put on our masks. Once, when another child got too close to my then 4-year-old son on a bridge, he yelled at her, social distancing. Wow. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm telling you, I see it. Some of these kids, they're never coming back from this. They'll never not wear a mask. I literally see it. Like some kids feel now more comfortable in a mask because they were so shy or whatever. And then now they had something that covers their face so they can just kind of hide from society and it's like okay. So yeah, that's what we get now. I mean, these crazy lunatic kids. That's sad, you know. It's the family hand signal. I wonder what the hand signal was. I can only imagine. These precautions were totally misguided. In April 2020, okay, wait. So what? So yeah, okay, they were okay. So now they're admitting this is misguided, but that's still absurd, and you should have known. These precautions were totally misguided. In April 2020, no one got the corona from passing someone else hiking. Sorry, my reading is off. I'm not used to reading at night. This is weird. Outdoor transmission was vanishingly rare. Our cloth masks made out of old bandanas wouldn't have done anything anyway. But the thing is, we didn't know. But we didn't know. I've been reflecting on this lack of knowledge thanks to a class I'm co teaching at Brown University on the COOF. We've spent several lectures reliving the first year of the Plan DIM, discussing the many important choices we had to make under conditions of tremendous uncertainty. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is in my eyes tonight. Very, very hard to read, but that's okay. It's just the way the lighting is. I gotta turn this light on. There we go. That's what it was. All right, all right. We're back here now. But yeah, I have to do a lot of word changes in this because they say a lot of things that are not very friendly to the algorithm here. Some of these choices turned out better than others. To take an example close to my own work, there is an emerging, if not universal, consensus that schools in the U.S. were closed for too long. Honestly, I think they were closed for too short. I think we should just keep them closed because at this point, I genuinely think if everybody homeschooled their kids, even though it would be a total nightmare and a total train wreck, I think that it might be better. It might actually be better. I don't know. It's never been studied, you know. But I'm I mean, this anti. I mean, when in human history or at least American history have we ever had like this massive state school system? You know, I don't know. Some of these choices turned out better than others. To take an example close to my own work, okay, I already read that one. The health risks, the health risks of an in-school spread were relatively low, whereas the cost to students' well-being and educational progress were high. The latest figures on learning loss are alarming, but in spring and summer 2020, we had only glimmers of information. Reasonable people, people who cared about the children and teachers, advocated on both sides of the reopening debate. It's like, obviously, it was so obvious the whole time. This idea, we didn't know. We didn't know. And yes, you did know, and you demonized every single person around you the entire time. Like, seriously, it was obvious. We already had an issue with people being depressed and losing their minds because the West is just an absolute land of lunatics. But now you can't fix this. These kids are just, it's gonna be wacky. Some of them are gonna be fine. Some of them are gonna be fine, but yeah, let's go on here. Another example, when the jibbity jabbity doodahs came out, we lacked definitive data. Okay, we actually didn't. There were doctors that came out and said, yeah, mRNA, not good, not good, terrible. Like literally don't do it, they were of course demonized probably by this very publication here at the Atlantic. Let's see. I would go out and not probably, definitely. I would put every dollar I have on it. All right. And then you just talk about J&J and then the difference between that and Pfizer. And apparently between the J&J and the mRNA from Pfizer and Moderna, the mRNA has clearly won out. It's like, really, really has it? I mean, with all those soccer players dropping on the field of heart attacks, this is crazy. I'm actually pumped for that new documentary that's coming out about that too. That's going to be really wild. But at the time, many people in public health were either neutral or expressed a J&J preference. Like, yeah, okay, I don't think so. All I heard was, I was seeing Team Pfizer shirts. This misstep wasn't nefarious. It was the result of uncertainty. Obviously, some people intended to mislead and made wildly irresponsible claims. Remember when the public health community had to spend a lot of time and resources urging Americans not to inject themselves with bleach? That was bad. Misinformation was and remains a huge problem, but most errors were made by people who were working in earnest for the good of society. Okay, so did she just like totally admit? Remember when public health community had to spend a lot of time and resources urging Americans? Did they ever have to do that? I mean, I've never heard of that. Americans injecting themselves with bleach. I mean, I'd rather inject myself with bleach. If you gave me the choice between the two, clear, easy choice. I would just be like, I would just ask my wife, like, how bad is it if somebody gets bleach inside them? And then, I mean, honestly, if it's either one of those or a gun to the head, I mean, that's the ultimate Mexican standoff. You're just like they're all kind of the same. It's terrible. Oh, here comes more uncertainty from this person. Very uncertain. I would love to see their past articles during 2020. I can only imagine how intense they were. Like, given the amount of uncertainty, almost, and you know what else is weird? Sorry to cut off, but lately on YouTube, I've been seeing all these doctors coming out and talking about this, and these same doctors were being kind of normies in the early stages, and now they're like, oh, this is what's happening. It's like, and they're not even acting like freaked out or like saying sorry. Like, what was I thinking? That's so stupid. Like, there's like, oh yeah, it's really bad for you. So yeah, you're screwed. Nice knowing you, but let's see. The people who got it right for whatever reason. That's funny. Okay. Given the amount of uncertainty, almost every position was taken on every topic. And on every topic, someone was eventually proved right and someone else was proved wrong. In some instances, the right people were right for the wrong reasons. In other instances, they had a prescient understanding of the available information. The people who got it right, for whatever reason, may want to gloat. Oh, yes, we do want to gloat. We do want to gloat. And we should gloat. This is one of those times in life where you gloat. You say, "Yep, we told you." But the problem is, you can't even gloat because so many young people, like young adults, that were just like too dumb at the time to really realize, and they would have been fully awake by the time they were 25, but too dumb and they did it anyways. Or you've got the kids that were forced, which is just an absolutely horrific. So I don't really gloat about being right. I take that back. I take that back. We shouldn't totally gloat about it. It's actually really bad. But when you hear these kind of people, you're like, yeah, I kind of want to gloat a little bit to you. But maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. And those who got it wrong for whatever reason may feel defensive and retrench into a position that doesn't accord with the facts. All of this gloating and defensiveness continues to gobble up a lot of social energy and to drive the culture wars, especially on the internet. These discussions are heated, unpleasant, untimely, and unproductive. In the face of so much uncertainty and oh, okay. I meant to say ultimately, not untimely. My reading is not good tonight. I do not know what the deal is. I mean, it's usually pretty bad, but I guess I'm more used to reading off a book page than a screen. It's kind of hard, but in the face of so much uncertainty, getting something right. How many times do they say uncertainty? It's like take a drink of your protein shake. We're trying to get jacked over here on this program. Drinking a protein shake at 11:30. It's freaking good too. Cookies and cream tastes so freaking good. One of the best protein shakes I've ever had in my life. Mm, that's amazing. Get your bone broth, folks. Bone broth. Ultimate bone broth. Yeah. Okay. They keep saying uncertainty, so I didn't even want to read them. Like it's really getting to the point where I feel bad for anybody listening to this. Treating pandemic choices as a scorecard on which some people racked up more points than others is preventing us from moving forward. Okay, you know what? It's not that we stacked up more points than you. Like, it was obvious the whole time. Like, okay, the government shut down all the businesses and then said, we'll open them if you put this in your body. Like, it's a very simple, like, I don't really blame the kids or anything, but like for if you're an adult and you fell for that one because it was your choice. They weren't going around rounding you up and making you do it. This isn't some you know mustache man story here. This is some other stuff altogether. This was your choice. You did it. We have to put these fights aside and declare a pandemic amnesty. We can leave out the willful purveyors of actual misinformation while forgiving the hard calls that people had no choice but to make with imperfect knowledge. Yeah, they did. LA County closed its beaches. Yeah, okay. Moving on is crucial now. Student test scores have dropped to historic declines and more so in math than in reading. Well, it's like, okay. I mean, yeah, because reading is easier than math, like generally, like not if you're reading so like something very advanced, but I mean, obviously I'm terrible at reading, but I'm better at math probably, but I like math more than reading, but not that much more. No, I probably like reading more. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like school. I never really liked it. I thought it was terrible. I like reading for my own kind of things, but I'm bad about making myself read. Really, I'm terrible. We need to collect data, experiment, and invest. Is high dosage tutoring more or less cost effective than extended school years? Why have some states recovered faster than others? We should focus on questions like these because answering them is how we will help our children recover. Okay. Okay, it's almost done. It's almost done. Might as well finish it. Many people have neglected their health care over the past several years, notably routine wacky nation rates, if you know what I'm saying, for measles pertussis. I don't even know. I don't think she even knows. I've never heard of pertussis. That's not a I mean, why are we getting that? Oh, you gotta take this, you gotta get your pertussis shot. Hey, you better chill, man. It's just the neighbors, man. Chill out. I mean, they're gonna get rowdy here for a second. That's okay. It's Saturday night. It's World Series night, so everybody's partying. Everybody's partying. I was at the bar with a couple friends from church, and I left. I don't know, top of the sixth. Bounced out, had to beat the traffic, but I knew we were gonna win. So, and funny enough, while I'm waiting for the stream to start, this I get a post on my phone from the gay Matria community, right? From Agent Zachary K. Hubbard. What do y'all think? Y'all think Zachary K. Hubbard is an agent? You think he is a New World Order agent? That's what some people think. That's what some people think. Let's see. This is what the title of Zachary K. Hubbard's last video is. And you know what? This is where I will say, like, some of these rituals, one, I really want to go in and verify how are y'all coming up with these riddles so fast? Because I've done a few riddles here on this program. My favorite riddle was Yellowstone. And then my second favorite was the July 4th stream. Those are the best riddles. And then I got a little carried away with it on one of the live streams I did on the Streamlabs there. But that's okay. This I just wonder, like, he literally put this out the second. This is how I found out the Astros won. I didn't even watch the game or look at this. I just get a notification on my phone. Gematria affects sports. Astros win World Series on anniversary of Astroworld tragedy in 666th game since the Astroworld album. Now, if that is all true, that's wild. Let's see. When did Astro World Fest? Yeah. Yeah, it was on November 5th. Yeah. Hey, that is true. Certainly, hey, you know how the rituals go. That's why it's like the final game. Like, if you watch it, like some of the other games, they do seem somewhat legitimate at times, especially like regular season. And last night I was watching like weird, like stupid, like sports blooper videos. And honestly, it seems like over in the other countries where like the sports are not as famous, like basketball in Japan or something, it's like, there's still a lot of Americans playing over there and stuff. So it's not like, there's no competition, but it's not the same. I think freaking Allen Iverson even went and played in one of those leagues at one point. I saw that Yuli Gurriel had actually played in Japan. I came across it in this random stupid montage video on YouTube. And he got in a fight with this Japanese pitcher. And then I realized, I was like, when that big scandal broke and he had like made the squinty eyes at the pitcher after he hit that home run on him in the World Series a few years back. I was like, after seeing that video, I realized, I was like, he probably did that for like his entire career in Japan, like, because he was always getting into it with the Japanese. I mean, you're like the only Cuban guy in Japan. Like, obviously, you're gonna get into it with these people, and they're not gonna be like as cucked as Americans. Like, oh, come on in, like, we love you. But yeah, hey, so Agent Zachary K. Hubbard was correct. He was correct here on this one. Yeah, let's finish that last thing, and then we'll freaking, I don't know. We'll talk about the next thing, whatever it is. I got one other thing here. I got a couple of things. I got a couple hot takes by Elon. Tired of these conservatives backing Elon. It's crazy. Many people have neglected their health care. Okay, yeah, pertussis. That's where we were. Get your pertussis. Rather than debating the role that messaging about coof jibbity jabbity doodahs had in this decline. I don't know. It's probably hard to even understand how many syllables I had to throw in. Oh yeah, no. Okay. Did the what's have anything to do with the decline? We need to put all our energy into bringing these rates back up. No, we don't. Nope, no, we don't. Like, seriously, that's one of the worst things we could do. I mean, how can we trust these people? It's like, okay, after this person's admitting, like, I know we were totally wrong. But I mean, this is just weird to even do this. I mean, if you're gonna be a hardcore propagandist, just be that. Don't come out here and give us this halfway bull crap. The standard saying is that those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. But dwelling on the mistakes of history can lead to a repetitive doom loop as well. What are you even talking about? Like, where are you justifying your stupid movie quote right here? Let's acknowledge that we made complicated choices in the face of deep uncertainty. Oh, wow. And I skipped a lot of this article. She said uncertainty like 5,000 times in this article. And then try to work together to build back and move forward. I'm surprised she didn't say build back better. Build back better. 222. I thought that was going to be a 2022 ritual. That's what I was thinking when I heard that. But yeah. But yeah, freaking Elon Musk. You know, the other day I was listening to the RPG stream, and you know I love RPG. I love RPG. Nothing, no attacks towards RPG on this, but he was fanboying over Elon. I just want to show you conservatives who fanboy over Elon. This is your guy right here. And by the way, I literally used to work with this liberal guy who thought he was going to live to be 600 years old, thought that the New World Order was going to share their life extension technology with him and he was going to live to be 600. We were waiters at a restaurant, like just to show you like how low on the totem pole we were just waiters, and he's over here talking about how he's going to live to be 600 and acting how none of us are, you know, because we're all freaking dumb, you know, we can't, you know, even though, and he was a huge Elon fanboy. And I know it's like, that's not really like an argument towards it, but I just want to point that out. Like he's not the only person I met like that. I've met three. There's a lot of people that are thinking that Elon is going to take them away, take them to Mars, you know, why would you even go to Mars? Every single person says the same thing too. Oh, I think it's so awesome that we're exploring space. I would never do that, but that's awesome that we're doing it. Yeah, of course you wouldn't do it. Nobody would do it. That's the stupidest thing you could ever do. Like, look at Buzz Aldrin. He's an alcoholic. You know, you don't want to be a freaking space traveler. But here's your guy, Space Traveler McGee, right here. Let's take a look. See, here he comes. Bam. Look at that. Look at that ridiculous outfit. Isn't that absurd? And then conservatives say, "Oh, well, you know, now we can drop the hard R on Twitter, so you know, it's all good now." And I'm sure that's not even true. I mean, I'm not going to go out here and test it. Maybe I should. I got like 4 followers. Who else, you know, could test it besides me? That would be. um, but yeah, here he is, Mr. Satanic. Isn't that awesome? I mean, we got the Baphomet with the upside down cross on his chest. I mean, this is clearly something he paid money for. I mean, this is not like just a piece of shit. Like, I think he probably wears this, you know, fairly regularly. And also, I had gotten into it on Telegram with some people that because I was like, my theory is that he's actually an idiot, like he's a midwit, and they're like, oh no, and I'm like, you have to understand when I say this, I'm not jealous of the guy. I say the same thing about what's his name, Stephen Hawking. Like, you actually believe, okay, the same people that tell you Stephen Hawking is the most brilliant man of all time, a literal vegetable who has this magic voice box that nobody ever talks about. By the way, he can't move, but he made this voice box. That's how smart he is. But yeah, and honestly, I feel bad for the guy. He's just a vegetable, and they're using him for their own. It's really messed up on that front. But Elon strikes me as the same kind of thing. And they're like, oh no, a lot of engineers that are really smart are just really totally autistic and, you know, act like weirdos. Oh, come on. First of all, I met a lot of engineers, and they're not all autistic. Like, and the guy who's like that, that's not usually the most common thing. And also, those engineers are not claiming that they're traveling through space. Like, if those, yeah, it'd be one thing if he was just some autistic engineer, but he's the only guy. He gets the credit for Tesla. He gets the credit for SpaceX. He gets the credit for his what's it, the Nothing Company or the Boring Company or whatever it's called. Um, that makes all these things. Oh, but he has time to be on Twitter and post, 20, 5 times a day. No, you don't. You can't engineer that many things as an individual. And, you know, I don't believe in the moon landing at all. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. But even if you did believe in the moon landing, who do we attribute the moon landing to? The whole of NASA and the entire country as a whole. That's what we attribute the moon landing to. We don't attribute it to one guy. And the fact that we attribute it to one guy, it's insane. And the fact that he didn't say, "Hey, look, I got a team of engineers behind me and they're really doing good work." Like he is a funder of this stuff. He can't literally do that. It's not some sort of jealousy thing. Your IQ can only be so high. If you look at a guy like Frank Zappa, like that is literally an amount of work. Nobody even cares. Nobody gives a shit about it. But that is literally an amount of work that is so insane that unless you really think about it, like imagine composing 1,750 songs, imagine doing that and composing and not just like songs like, oh, I made it on GarageBand, like extreme musical pieces, hiring musicians to play it, all these things, getting recording time, spending millions and millions and millions of dollars to do that as an individual with still a team around him for sure, but pretty much as an individual, it's absolutely absurd to think that anybody could do that. And when you see interviews of Frank Zappa, he's clearly one, he's not an autist. Two, he's a nationalist, and I mean he's got some problems. Don't get me wrong; I could totally tear him apart on some of the things, but for the most part, he's pretty good for an American. I mean, he's pretty freaking awesome. I mean, he's a nationalist, and that's not as much. He's conservative on a lot of issues, um, but that's not really the point here. The point is that Elon is a satanic shill from hell. I mean, and I'm tired of hearing conservatives. Every single one of them says the same thing. You're jealous? Like, why would you're saying I'm jealous of the most rich man in the world? Like, I don't want to be that. Like, that's literally the last thing. I would actually rather be homeless. Like, I would rather sleep under the bridge than do that because that just sounds. Be this guy in his Baphomet right here. And I still I don't whether he's smart or not, that really doesn't matter. I mean, I don't care if he's smart. There's tons of smart people I don't like, or don't get along with or things like that. That's fine. But I don't really but they're not out here claiming that they're traveling to Mars. you know? They could be a staunch atheist, prick or something, and that's they're not saying, oh, but by the way, I'm going to Mars. He's not going to Mars. He won't even give us a picture from space. All their pictures are bullshit. I was looking at it the other day. It's no different than NASA, and it might actually be worse in a lot of ways. Like NASA tried a little harder to pull off the bullshit. Maybe not. Maybe that's not true. But SpaceX doesn't even hardly post that much. Like it's not that crazy. If everything they're saying is true about them traveling to space, like think about how much time you spend in a day. You only have so much time. You're not going to just sit there and have 15 businesses that, by the way, everybody attributes you as the genius of. If you say you're a restaurateur, right? Like let's think of a guy like like the guy who owns Landry's, what's his name? Fertitta, Tillman Fertitta. Like, obviously, that guy's a billionaire freaking entrepreneur. When I go into a Landry's restaurant, do I go, oh, Tillman, you really did great with the menu here? Like, no, because he just owns the restaurant. He hires the right people to do the work. So this idea that Elon does all this stuff, it's just crazy to me. And then all the Elon fanboys do the same thing. You're jealous. You're jealous. Like, well, yeah, I'm jealous of this guy. By the way, y'all remember this old Jim? Yeah, I'm jealous of this. By the way, let me show you what everybody says you're jealous of. If you think Elon's a show from hell, here we go. Yeah, Mr. Torso here, dude. This is who I'm jealous of right here. I'm just pounding protein at midnight right now. Like I don't want a yacht. I want I want my like I literally am happy with just like working out and having a couple drum sets, having a family. That's cool with me. I don't really I don't want a yacht, and I certainly I mean unless God forbid I get some terrible health condition and that's what my body. But that's a robot right there. Okay, that's really and also the whole Neuralink thing. Seriously, people, like, come on, like I don't know. You have to be really like unconspiratorial to think that Elon's legit on any front. And then they'll say, "Oh, well, people say the same thing about Andrew Tate." Like, well, Andrew Tate, yeah, I mean, I certainly don't side with them on so many things, but Andrew Tate also isn't telling me that he's traveling to space. Andrew Tate is not saying, "I run all these businesses and I am a genius and I do all this." That's Elon telling us that. That's what everybody says about Elon. Andrew Tate, every single person I hear in real life is just giving Andrew Tate shit all the time. Oh, he's so bad. He's such an asshole. He's mean to women, and no, 99% of people are gonna go, oh, Andrew Tate, no, bad, bad. Like that's except for like some somewhat fringe. I mean, I know he's popular. Like a lot of people do like him, but you're not gonna hear him coming up in conversation that in the adult sphere that much. I mean, we all know who he is. Um, I'm not, I'm talking in real life, not the internet. Walk around and hear people saying, "Oh, Andrew did this," but also, like I said, he's not sitting here going to the moon like freaking, Cardano over here, like my Cardano coin going to the moon. I think it was Cardano. I had one go to the moon, kind of, not really. I've never been to the moon. Things me and Buzz Aldrin have in common. I've never been to the damn moon. But yeah, I'm ranting away here. I really got just like one other story. And this story came out of what's it called? Oh yeah, I was watching the game. I was watching like game two or something, and this ad comes on and it looks like super heretical. So I was like, what? I was like, it was just strange. I just wanted to see how liberal is this website. I just wanted to know, and it's called He Gets Us, and it was about like Jesus and like things like that, and it's called He Gets Us, and I'm like, I just think like it's such a weird freaking website. I wanted to just show it off a little bit because I don't know if everybody else caught that. I would have never heard of it if I wasn't watching the World Series game. But they had a few articles that were they had a few that I won't even read because they're like freaking it's weird. Like it's all heretical, but I now that I'm looking at this, I don't even want to read any of it. So yeah, like look like just how dumb it is. Like I'll tell you one thing. I'll give you my take on the whole thing because I read through about one, two, three, four, five, six, seven of their articles, and I'll say that they talk about love, they talk about this compassion, but they never ever ever once say anything about repentance. So that's really all you got to know right there. But yeah, I'm sure somebody else can do a hot take on that. It's an absurd website. It's can I judge without being judgmental? Of course you can. I mean that's obvious, yeah. But yeah, I do have a new song tonight. I got a new bass gospel track that I've been working on. Hopefully the sound quality comes out good because Zoom did an update and it's been a while since I've done my stream on Zoom. So I'm like not sure if it's gonna sound good or sounds like a dang freaking jihadi gonna come in through my damn door. But yeah, multiculturalism for you, huh? Welcome to the city, right? Um, but let's see here. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get that song going. That new song. Pretty cool. Little background on this story or on this song. There we go. Let me pull it up first. I used some bass tracks from Mono Neon, the bass player, because he released some things on the Splice. And then I actually played the piano on all these parts. And then I just got like samples for the drums and stuff like that. But all the piano parts are originals. No samples on the piano for this. And I think it'll be a pretty good jam here. So let me make sure the volume is pretty good. Okay, it's good to go. All right. Y'all keep it real. I'll talk to you next time. Good to be back. It's been a while. It's been a while. Nice to get a little rant out. You know, it's been a while. Shake off the cobwebs. But I wasn't even really planning on streaming because right before I started the stream, I could tell my dog, one of my dogs, he's just like, he's very cute, but he's like the worst dog of all time as far as you can't potty train him. He is potty trained. He chooses to go inside. He's a dick. So yeah, that's what I deal with. My other dog's great. I mean, he's actually a dick though, like in his own way, but he doesn't do that. You know, I'm getting tired of it. But the point is, I stepped in it. All right before I was going to start the stream, and then I had to clean it up, and I had to clean off my freaking feet. It was disgusting. But yeah, that's what happened right before the stream. So I was like, oh, maybe I won't even stream. But I figured, why not? Let's do it. Saturday night stream. I never get to do it. Never get to do it. I'm never free on Saturday night. So y'all have a good night. Enjoy your liturgy tomorrow. And I will see you next time right here.
Thank you for turning into the show. time today. Everybody having a good one out there? How's everybody in the chat doing?